Hello and welcome to a special Halloween-themed episode of the Had an Idea podcast. He's malevolent Michael Mason.
And he's Batty Ben Coleman, the Batty Boy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, since it's Halloween, we've come up with some Halloween-themed ideas, and we wanted to make the episode as scary as possible for you.
And that is why this week's episode is going to be 4 hours long. Well, Ben, first of all, welcome to our audience.
Hello.
Hello. We don't do that often enough, do we? We don't say hello to the audience,
No.
we just introduce ourselves. We don't acknowledge them.
No.
Mainly because they're not there.
Well, they don't acknowledge us.
Good point, actually. God damn it. Acknowledge us. But we're here in this haunted house for this spooky episode of the podcast. So if in case you hear any gusts of wind, like that, that's what wind sounds like.
And creaky doors.
Creaky doors and... or Yoko Ono. Sneaking into the kitchen. So yeah, that you know now. You know why.
Yes. So, Mike, how are we going to start this episode?
I say we start it like we start every episode.
Badly.
Yes, we've done that. Let's move on to the middle portion. Actually, since it's Halloween, or at least a Halloween special, I wanted to ask you if you have any spooky stories, preferably real-life stories.
Yes, I do. I won't tell you any from my other life that I apparently have.
As a male prostitute.
We prefer the term escort. No, the spooky story I can remember is to do with perhaps one of the scariest characters in film or television.
You mean Leatherface?
No.
Michael Myers?
No.
Frankenstein? Dracula?
No.
Well, Ben, who could it be?
Feathers McGraw from Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers.
Oh, to be fair, I was scared of Feathers McGraw as a kid.
Well, because he's got the beak, but he doesn't speak. That's what I find really
He just
creepy.
walks into frame and then just looks
Yeah.
at the camera, looks at someone. He's always there in the background, silently.
And he's got a sinister look, but he never speaks.
It's just a blank expression. He doesn't show any emotion.
No, and I think that's the thing with scary characters is the less they say, the creepier they are.
Well, again, going to Michael Myers and Leatherface and even Frankenstein. They don't. They're quite,
They're not exactly wordsmiths.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shakespeare.
Let me read to you from my journal.
To be or not to be.
But anyway, Feathers McGraw, or as I knew him back then, the Naughty Duck.
I suppose Jewel Thiever is quite naughty.
Well, I don't know why I called him that, but I think I didn't really know what a penguin was, so I just...
It does looks more duck-like than penguin. Like penguins tend to be like one shape, whereas the Feathers McGraw sort of tapers.
But I called him the Naughty Duck, and I kept saying I was scared of the Naughty Duck, and my family didn't have a clue what I was on about. And then we went to
Do you think they think you're just imagining a duck that you're afraid of? He's got this imaginary duck that he's terrified of.
But, so, they didn't know, but then we went to a Wallace and Gromit live show. And when Feathers McGraw came out, I started screaming, going, the Naughty Duck! And they're like, oh,
you're afraid of the penguin, oh. Glad we brought him in.
Yeah, it's like therapy.
Confront his fears,
But, so... that character scared me, and I had a poster of all the Wallace and Gromit characters, because I really like Wallace and Gromit.
Good series.
This was when I was 4 or 5, it's not recent.
Just the other week, you went to see a live show of Wallace and Gromit and started stood up and shouted among all these children and parents, "The naughty duck! The naughty duck!" Oh, that's what he's been talking about all these years.
It's been a terrifying 10 years. But I had this poster and they put it on the wall and there's a picture of the naughty duck on it. So my brother covered it up with a picture of Wallace. I taped out.
There's two Wallaces.
Gromit, actually. But then one night I was looking at it and going, "Oh, that's a nice poster, that is."
Yeah, just admiring the poster. Yeah. Staring at it. You know.
All I do now is my Harley Quinn poster. And then I was looking at it and the Gromit slowly peeled off and fell off. I screamed the house down. So, yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit it.
To be fair,
one of my biggest fears is the naughty duck. I still find him scary now.
I think it must be the association of as a child. I was always scared of King Koopa in the Mario games, or Bowser, as also known. We had this back when wallpaper was a thing. People don't wallpaper anymore. Something I'm going to complain about in a later episode. But we had this like banner in our room, and it was like Mario Kart, and it had Mario, Luigi, Toad, and it had Bowser, and Bowser always bothered me as a kid.
I like that it bothered you. It like frightened you or scared you, it just bothered you.
I don't like that either. It really bothers me, that does.
That smug expression is yeah, I can see how he would be
bothersome. Yeah. It's the teeth and the spikes and everything. Yeah. But I have a story of... I've probably told you this before, actually. I think I have. When I was a young child.
I shall pretend I've never heard it before.
Thank you. So you get the chills and probably should put a jacket on or something. But I must have been about the same age as you were when you experienced the naughty duck.
What an experience.
What an experience that was. Did you ever sleep in your parents' bed as a child?
Maybe like when I was ill or something.
Because I used to. I know some people do, so I'm glad knowing that I'm not the only one. But if I couldn't sleep or I was scared or something, I'd go sleep with Mum and Dad. And one night, I was awake and me and Mum were playing a game or something. Much to the annoyance of my dad.
Wake Dad. Just piling little like trinkets on top of his head.
It's like a lamp, like coasters.
Oh, buckaroo.
Yeah, with a person. We should do that. Someone's asleep on a bench, put a bucket on their head. Anyway, as I was playing with Mum, I saw something in the corner of the room, and I sat up and I peered into it, and it said, "What's that?" And Mum looked over and she said, "What's what?" I said, "That there in the corner." I said, "There's nothing there, Mike." And I said, "It looks like a boy." Ooh. And she said, "There's nothing there. I could see it clear as day."
Are you sure it wasn't a mirror?
Looks like a really horrible, hideous beast. And she couldn't see it, and I could see it clear as day. And I think I probably freaked her out. She said, "All right, it's got to sleep now, Mike." But sometime after that, I was in bed. And I wasn't really asleep, I was sort of half asleep. And I heard, clear as day, a voice of a small child in my ear just saying, "Hello."
That is quite scary.
The thing is, it not only happened to me, it happened to Mum. She heard a little boy's voice. I'm sure Will said it heard a voice as well.
Are you sure this wasn't Jim running around?
Saying hello to everyone.
Your brother?
Yes, yeah. Jim is my brother, not just a random Jim Jamoosh who's in my house.
Jim Bowen just hello, Michael. Super smashing green.
Oh God, I've been haunted by Jim Bowen. Can't think of anything worse. Don't worry, that's safe. I'm not safe. But yeah, I did. That happened to me twice. I heard this voice, and the second time I said hello back. And after that, I'd never heard anything.
Maybe that was it. He just wanted someone to
Just
say
wanted
hello.
someone to acknowledge him, like we want our listeners.
Yeah, just write in and say hello.
That's all we want,
We'll
damn it.
stop bothering you. If one person says hello, we'll finish the podcast.
It's like ever. It's even in the street. We've got to buy something in a shop that look away from us and take our money. Don't even say hello, don't say goodbye.
We could just ring someone and then they'll say hello.
Thank you so much. Hang up. Wrong number, I guess. But yeah, that's my story.
And you never saw it again?
Never saw it. Only saw it once.
Do you remember what it looked like the boy?
Not really. I remember it was orange for some reason.
What, all over orange?
I think so.
Like Dale Winton.
Dale Winton in our house. Oh God, he's seen me.
Has anyone seen Jimbo? I remember I saw, when I was a young teenager, I was in bed, and I didn't sort of see him. It was strange, but like I was sort of looking, the lights were all out, and I was looking sort of over towards the curtains, and I could see two figures that were all like bruised and wounded and stuff. Like they weren't there, but it was like a projection almost. And I saw them for like a few nights in a row. And I spoke to my nan because she's quite spiritual, and she said,
"Oh, that was me. Sorry."
She said, "Just ask them what they want, or just say like, I'm scared. Can you leave me alone?"
Just something I say often to people.
So I did. I said like, "I don't know how to help you. Can you please leave me alone?" And then I didn't see him again.
Wow, how nice of him. Leave me alone, please. I don't know what to do.
But it's because I quite like looking into stuff like this, and I think it's on QI or somewhere, and they said when it is you're seeing like flickers of light and stuff, and your brain is trying to work out what it is.
Yeah, and it's
but because it can't work out, it sort of uses past experiences to guess what it is and put something that's familiar to you there.
Yeah,
it's like just the shape of a person or something. So, which sounds quite plausible to me.
Yeah, my
brain's always playing tricks on me.
For instance, you think you're recording a podcast with me?
It's actually Dale Winton.
Actually, Jim Bowen. Well, yeah, those are our stories for Halloween. Hope you're suitably spooked.
Yes, well, I am. I have to.
I've shat my pants.
Yes, I'm gonna have to change them during the sting. I've already got about 5 seconds.
Well, you better. I hope you're a quick change artist, because let's get into the ideas now.
Right. Okay. Right, change my pants.
That was a great show.
Yes.
Wish you'd have at least, told me to close my eyes before you did that.
I'm sorry, I forgot you were in the room.
I'm like a house cat to you, am I?
So who's going to go first?
Well, I'll let you go first, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, my first Halloween idea is for a character. And I've gone back to my usual format of thinking of a funny name and then
working backwards.
So the character's called Poltergoose.
I like it already.
So my theory is that it's a goose who became like a ghost or a poltergeist.
Yeah.
And he comes back like around October every year, trying to scare farmers on like people to stop them selling geese for Christmas.
Ah.
Because people sometimes have geese for Christmas.
I think so. Yeah.
I've never eaten goose.
I don't think I have. Turkey, yes. Chicken, yes. Goose, no.
That's the advertising slogan. Surely it should be the other way around.
Goose, yes. Turkey, no. Chicken, no.
Yeah. You can have that one for free.
Thank you.
So, so he just comes round and, like, he scares them, maybe, like, scares the animals so they farmer
like
has to try and
quacks and
control
chases
them.
after them and hisses and.
Yeah, I'm sure they honk, don't they?
They do, yes. It's a goose and driving a truck.
So maybe like scares the animals, so they run around, and the farmer has to try and control them.
Mm.
Maybe he breaks
with mind control.
Maybe he breaks into the farmer's house and.
Wouldn't have to break in if it's a ghost who just pops through the wall. Go. Wah, wah. There's an alarm going on. There's a goose carrying an alarm.
Maybe that's it. He like imitates an alarm clock like an hour before he has to get home. Oh, good.
They're a very successful poltergeist. Very mischievous goose. This is.
Wow.
It's just going to set the alarm off.
I was thinking it's like a family-friendly.
Oh, fair enough.
Kids' cartoon type thing.
Okay. See, I'm thinking of like a serious.
Yeah.
I'm thinking poltergeist, but with the goose.
Yeah, my ideas are quite more Disney than Hitchcock.
More like Quackbusters or something.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I don't really watch horror or thrillers. So when we said about doing scary ideas, mine's like Mona the Vampire type scary.
Man, Mona the Vampire. Big shout out to.
That's a good show.
That was a good show.
It's quite confusing because it's like the two worlds, right? Like
like she would dress up as a vampire and pretend to be a vampire, and Princess Giant, Zap Man, and bringing it all back to me now. This is when are they going to make a Mona the Vampire video game?
I think a movie should probably come first.
Yeah, actually. Oh, a live action.
Ooh, live action Mona the Vampire.
A Netflix series.
Gotta make this happen.
How many ideas have we had on this podcast alone?
Yeah.
You got a Mona the Vampire's game, movie, Netflix series. And let's not, of course, forget Poltergoose.
Yes, let's get back to this.
Yeah.
So what else do you think a poltergoose would do?
Well, I think geese, they're quite vicious as they are.
Yeah.
Imagine it's a vicious goose that you can't actually do anything against. A goose, yeah, you could probably, like, shoo it away with an umbrella if you had one on you. Quick, get me an umbrella, there's a goose on the loose.
Look, if I give you this umbrella, will you go away?
Yes.
And then later on you just see him reenacting Singing in the Rain.
Is that goose dancing? Don't look, it'll chase us.
Oh, it's Goose Kelly.
Very good.
Or Gene Goosey.
I think Goose Kelly is better. Gene Goosey.
Yeah, because poltergeists, they can touch things, can't they?
Yeah, like you see videos of chairs being moved. I like those. I don't know if you watch many like these awful TV shows like Paranormal Caught on Camera with Jack Osborne, and it's like chairs just like sliding around. When you pull a chair out, I don't know about you, I sort of lift it a little.
Yeah.
But poltergeists apparently don't. They just slide it perfectly.
Well, they're quite weak, aren't they?
True, unless they're just grabbing it by the legs and pulling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've forgotten how to pull chairs. I think this is right. Yeah, but maybe there'd be like a specialist who deals with ghost animals.
Yeah.
Because you'd have someone like a pest control guy, someone who deals with capturing. Not necessarily pests like rats and mice and things like that, and insects, but like snakes and things, a wrangler, an animal handler.
Wrangler.
A wrangler in his Wrangler jeans.
I'm Wrangler Merkel.
Very good. I'm applauding Wrangler Merkel.
Well, there's a TV show, honestly.
I do actually, yeah. Angela Merkel wrangles animals. Oh, mein Gott. It's even... Very butch, chihuahua.
She's got to be to wrangle.
It's true. But you'd have someone like that who can't deal with the poltergoose, so they need to bring in like a specialist wrangler.
We could do a crossover with Ace Ventura.
Ooh. Yeah, it's Ace Ventura Halloween special.
Or the ghost of Steve Irwin.
Yay!
Or the ghost of Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that would be quite...
I think his family might be. Yeah. Why have you got the ghost of my father chasing a goose?
Oh, God, sorry, did you want him to chase a crocodile?
Yeah, I suppose a goose is probably a step down from, like, crocodiles.
And now I'm going to try and tame this really scary goose.
Really scary goose. To be fair, I'm sure, like, people are afraid of geese. Especially, you know, when you see children playing, like, with geese and things. You know the goose is just going to turn on that child and sort of ruin its life.
Aren't they like swans where, like, they got really heavy wings? Like, whack you,
like geese are very vicious and they're very, like, protective of their young.
I remember we was at Centre Parks once, and there's like a glass patio door, and in the mornings the goose would come up and like smack like against the window, rattling the whole door.
Psycho goose over here, like some skinhead, just like banging his head on a wall.
To be fair, I probably shouldn't have been sticking my fingers up at it. Fuck you, goose. Antagonising. Oh, you want some bread?
It's because of the naughty duck, that's why I did it. It turned you against all aviation.
Aviation?
Well, you know, birds. I mean, not planes as well. Fuck you, plane!
Punching a pilot. Speak, damn you!
Oh, poor pilot. But yeah, like geese, they're quite vicious. So a ghost goose, a poltergoose. How are you going to get rid of that? You need a specialist. Like a Ghostbuster / animal handler.
Yeah. We'll think of his character another time.
Another time. Next Halloween special.
Yeah.
It sounds like something from a Courage the Cowardly Dog or something, like a poltergoose.
Yeah.
I like it though. I like poltergoose.
Well, I think... Thank you, I'm glad.
Could they do it on... I always think of Disney when I think of your ideas.
Yeah.
For some reason. Could they do... Like, could it be like a sequel to Frankenweenie, perhaps?
Yeah, could be.
Poltergoose?
Yeah, I think that could work. We'll write to Walt and ask
him. Right to... Dear Walt, you didn't reply to our last letter.
Bit rude.
But I like poltergoose.
Thank you. So, what's your idea?
Oh, well, just.
I thought you seen a barbershop quartet thing.
I had an idea for a board game.
Ooh.
And I made you a board game a couple of Christmases back. I'm sure you remember.
Yeah, I've played it a few times.
Oh, I'm glad. Well, it's kind of like that. But it's based on the internet creepypasta Slender Man.
Oh, I've heard of this.
like he's a real person. I've heard of this Slender Man. Slender Man somewhere thing. I've heard of this Ben Coleman.
I don't much like him.
It scares me. I keep seeing him hiding in the background of my family photos. So Slender Man, for those who don't know, is a creepypasta, it's called, which is essentially like an urban legend, but it's on the internet. You know how urban legends are always, so this happened to a friend of a friend.
Oh, yeah.
So it's never, you can't verify it. It's the same, it's the exact same thing. And it's a character who hides in the background of photos and apparently stalks people, and he has no face. There's also a hilariously bad film based on Slender Man, which I would recommend.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure I've heard of a film.
It's awful. It's hilariously bad. I would definitely recommend it.
Sort of film we'd make, then.
Yeah. But the board game of Slender Man, there is a video game. And in the game, you have to collect 8 pages.
Yep.
And each time you collect a page, the Slender Man gets closer to you. It's like that, but it's a board game.
Yeah, I like it.
And so you roll a dice and you have to move so many spaces. But the Slender Man, at first, you can only move like 1 space at a time. And then once you get your first page, it's like between 1 and 2 spaces. And then 1 and 3 or 2 and 3 until he picks up speed. So you have to.
That. So he's chasing you around the board.
Yeah.
So do you get a head start and then?
Yeah, you get a head start, and you have to find these pages. And I'm thinking maybe it's like an interactive board game where you can flip things open and see if there's something there, and if it's not, then
someone set the game up wrong.
Like in Father Ted when they're playing Cluedo, I was like, isn't there supposed to be cards in here? But yeah, so you have to collect these pages or items. Doesn't have to be pages, could be anything. You have to collect all these items and then get to the exit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe it could be multiple players as well, so that it's not just one person.
Not just you on your own.
yeah. A very boring, very lonely board game. Solitaire, the board game. So maybe you could have, it's 6 characters and someone can play the Slender Man character or something. That's my idea anyway.
So, is it I'm trying to imagine the board. Are there obstacles in the way, or do you have to roll a certain number, or?
Possibly, yeah. I like that idea. You need to roll a certain number in order to get past an obstacle or something. Because I was thinking, there's a game, it might be called Ghost House or Haunted House that I played. And particular squares that you land on, you can set off a trap. And if you set off that trap, it'll knock you down and you'll go back to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if it was an interactive thing. So you have to go somewhere and maybe find a key and open something, perhaps. Yeah. So it's more of a challenge there.
Yeah,
rather than just going here and there and everywhere. Yeah.
Roll a 6 and you won the game.
yeah. Play again? No? Oh, everyone's leaving?
I like that. So you have to roll and you have to... Is it like Monopoly where you go around the edge, or is it
I think it would be you can go anywhere.
Like Cluedo?
Yeah, more like Cluedo, yeah.
So you have to go somewhere, complete a mission, then...
Move on to the next object.
That gives you a clue where the...
Yeah,
picture is, or whatever it was you said.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, because in the game you just have to collect these pages and then get to the exit. So I was thinking maybe you need to collect... It doesn't have to be pages, it could be anything, any objects. And then get to the exit.
Yeah. I like that. So, the people are all moving around, and the Slender Man, is that would someone play as the Slender Man?
Someone could play as him, yeah.
And then he'd decide who he's going to go after.
Yeah. You as the player playing the Slender Man, say, okay, well, I'm nearest to this guy.
Yeah.
So,
Not your favourite time, isn't
it? yeah. So, this guy's close to getting, everything, so I need to get him. Yeah. There's a bit of strategy there.
Yeah, I like it. This is a really good game. I want to play it now. You'll have to make it.
I'll make it, and we'll have a go.
There might be copyright issues, but...
Possibly.
But we'll call it the Slender Man.
Bender Man. It's about Ben Coleman. Would you play that if I bought it you for Christmas?
Yeah, definitely play it.
Oh.
So when you said there's characters, would that be people or...
There'd be, I think there should be little people, maybe die-cast or little plastic characters.
Yeah.
And maybe they have personalities, maybe they have, a little story, maybe they have abilities. Oh. If you roll a 6 as this character, you get to roll again.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool.
Little incentives, yeah.
I like that idea. This is brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Slender Man the board game.
Slender Man the board game. Why not, why not merchandise Slender Man? There's already been video games, film, loads of stuff on the internet, books, I'm sure, comics, whatever, I gotta patent this and get in touch with the people and sell it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it, Stuart.
And in the meantime, we'll move on to some big ideas. So, before we move on to our big ideas, it's Halloween and we've been talking about scary things. And one scary thing that most people find scary is getting older.
Oh, yes.
And
I feel it every second of the day.
Well, you'll know that this episode is planning to go out on the 19th of October.
Yes.
And a couple of days after that is your birthday.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Now, since when we recorded on my birthday, I got to open a present. I've got an early birthday present for you.
Oh, it's a big black net.
Yeah, I forgot to wrap it up. I literally just remembered. So, I just wrapped it up in
let's see, what is
Halloween
it?
knitting.
It's a shirt of some sort. Ah! Never kidnap scientists or anyone cleverer than you. Oh, it's got a little sticker on it as well. Oh, that is amazing. You know, I'm going to put that on right now, right here, live on the podcast.
So, yep, you'll have seen on our Instagram, after one of our episodes, that was a quote.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it printed on a t-shirt. And if you want a t-shirt that looks exactly the same, you can now order it from our shop.
Oh, wow.
We had an idea podcast shop.
Really?
Well, it's Spreadshirt. We're selling it through Spreadshirt. But yeah.
That's close enough.
So yeah, the link to that, well, it'll be on our website. So, I can see Mike's body. Alright, let's...
So can all the neighbours. That is a lovely shirt. That fits very well. That is very nice.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
That is a nice material. I like it. Thank you, Ben. I'm going to give you a hug live on the podcast.
Oh. Oh, I think you should have squeezed a little lighter.
I managed to cram your intestines back into your mouth, don't worry.
Well, yes, I'm glad you like it.
I love it, yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Very spooky birthday. It is.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you, Ben.
You're more than welcome. So, big ideas.
Big idea.
What's the big idea, huh?
So, as we pointed out last episode, we didn't pick anything from the hat.
No.
These are random big ideas.
Yep. Another anything idea.
Another anything idea for Halloween.
Oh, exactly.
Man, you know we spoil you, don't you, folks?
Yes. Every time you listen to this, you go, oh, that spoiled it for me.
There you go.
So who's going to go first?
I'll go first. You went first on the last one.
Yes, I did.
So I'll go first on this one.
Go for it, Mike.
Let's go for it. So it's an idea for a film.
A film?
A film, indeed. I haven't got a title for it. I've called it Village of the Damned.
Oh.
That's only a working title.
What about beavers?
It should be. I like that. Zombie beavers. That's better than what I've got. But it's a horror film. It's Halloween. Village of the Damned, by the way, is not what it's going to be called. That's just a working title, as I may have explained.
It sounds promising so far.
I think it might have already been used, to be honest. But it's just an idea. It gives you an idea of what it's about. It's a village.
And they're all damned.
They're all damned. God damn it. So it's about a quaint little village, maybe in England, little English village. A lovely little English village. Pop to the classic English pub, that sort of thing. Morris dances on the moors and what have you. But it lives in fear every full moon. Ooh, so you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a story that the village is actually haunted, and so tourists go
haunted
there.
by tourists.
It's haunted by tourists. Excuse me, can you tell me where?
Looking around at the scenery, go ooh.
Very good. Parking in, on double yellow lines. But they believe the place is actually just haunted. They think it's just a haunted village, and so it gets a lot of tourism.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't suspect a thing, but if they happen to visit on the full moon, ooh, Ben, let me tell you, they're not going to be giving out 5 stars in TripAdvisor anytime soon. And so this film, it follows like a group of horror bloggers.
Ooh,
who
I
are
like
just
that term.
horror bloggers. And they're like doing like a blog on haunted villages, haunted houses, haunted pubs, that sort of thing.
Anything haunted.
Anything haunted. Do you remember a show called Great British Ghosts? That was on ages ago. It wasn't a bad show. You know, these horror shows, these ghost shows, I absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
Because there was one on the other day with, what's her name? Is it Gail Porter, the bald woman? She's like a supermodel. Anyway, and they're all like, they were in a castle, and there was this American guy saying, yeah, I can sense loads of spirits. I can see pixies and leprechauns. He was seeing leprechauns and shit. It's like, what are you talking about, mate? You're full of it.
It sounds like before they filmed it, they said, look, we know it's all fake, but can you just like make some up?
Yeah.
You just like overdone it.
Yeah. That's where I saw the leprechaun. He told me to burn things.
Leprechaun told me to burn things.
Hey, there you go. And yeah, but for Great British Ghost, it was just telling you about, this is the story of this pub, and this is the story of this hotel.
Is it like Great Britain Ghost or Great British Ghost?
That's a great.
The Ghost of Churches Great.
That was a Great British Ghost. No, it's Ghosts of Great Britain. And but that's sort of their program is sort of it's or their blog rather, and they have all these like PK meters and stuff like that to test things. Peter K meters,
Always around.
Ah, yeah, you're all right. I think he's trying to find his way to Amarillo. But it's that sort of thing, like these, especially these American shows where they got like the the night vision, and they're just running around. You should watch these shows because they're hilarious. There's always a bit where they have like a tape recorder, and they'll say, "Is there any ghosts here?" And then they'll pause, and then they'll play it back, and it'll just be, "Is there any ghosts here?" And then you just hear like a noise going, and then it's like, "Did you hear that? Oh my god, did you hear that? Play that back." And it's like this little subtitle saying, "Is there any ghosts here?" Yes. That wasn't a yes, that was just the wind.
Yeah, I imagine they're just like running their thumb over the microphone or something.
They might be, yeah. Can you tell us why you're doing here?
And then they play it back and the subtitle says, "I've come to visit you and know all about the summer." What?
But it's that sort of thing, and they're horror bloggers, and they know it's all bullshit. They believe it's true, but they know deep down. However, they come to this village, this haunted village, only to find themselves stalked by a werewolf. And that's it. There's a lot more to happen, but it's sort of like there's these people. I doubt you've ever seen Predator. No. I think it's on Disney, actually. Great kids film, let me tell you. It's something to watch with the family. But it starts off with like Arnie and Ventura and all these macho guys just like shooting all these, these bad guys, just blowing them away. Not even a second thought. But then when they come to fight the alien, the Predator, they're completely outmanned. They have no idea what to do, and it's something they've never come across. And so it's like that with these horror bloggers, go around saying, "Oh yeah, this is a ghost saying help me." It's definitely not me farting. It's a ghost. I have it on good authority. This is a ghost saying hello. But then they come across an actual monster, and they have no idea what to do, and they're just completely outmanned and outclassed.
I like it. So, with werewolves, are they only there for the one night because of the full moon, or is I don't know how long full moons last.
I don't know how long they last. A couple of days, couple of nights, maybe. I don't know.
So would they be like picked off one by one?
I reckon so. Yeah.
Killed or just mauled?
Oh, killed viciously, brutally, and of course all the people in the village know because they live with it.
Yeah.
They know it's not an actual ghost or a haunting. They know it's a werewolf.
Yeah. I like when you said they know, and like after all these years, they just go along with it. Like,
yeah, well, you said, we're getting the tourism in.
It's worth sacrificing.
People won't forget, and they won't. Happens all the time. And maybe it does happen all the time, and like the local police don't investigate because they know what's happened. So they don't.
Very laid back.
Yeah,
we know it.
Well, it's all tourists. People coming from like America, people coming from all over to this one village, and they're quite nonchalant. You'd be amazed how often it happens to tourism. People
and
go
we've
missing.
done absolutely nothing about it.
Well, they say, maybe they were here and they went off with someone. They're quite. They'll say no. Yeah, they're not going to say sorry, but yeah, your daughter was mauled by a werewolf. We have some of her entrails if you want to take them back. Put them in a nice gift wrap box for you.
Make a nice stew.
We do know your daughter, and she was delicious. But so maybe, everyone's quite nonchalant about it. Like, well, meh, werewolves. At least we're getting the money in. They don't really care about the tourists. People don't like tourists.
No.
So they're quite happy to see them killed. But maybe there's one character who, has lived there like their whole life and said, you know what, this werewolf business is a bit shit. Maybe I shall fight back.
Yes.
Yes. Of course, they'll get killed as well.
So will everyone just die?
I think one of them must make it out alive, and then therefore spread. Or maybe he does make it out alive, but he's caught up by the locals, and they're like, "Look, we can't let you go. We're not happy about the werewolf, but at the same time, this is our livelihood. And if you go and tell everyone there's a werewolf killing people, then it's not just a werewolf that's doomed. We're all screwed." So
these are terrible villagers. Are they like gladly letting the werewolf murder people every day?
They just sort of
stop murdering people to stop them telling it.
They are quite horrible people. Then again, this is a horror film.
Yeah.
This isn't Poltergoose, Ben.
No.
So what do you think of Village of the Damned working title?
Well, I think it's still bugging me, the idea that they'd just carry on and let it happen. But maybe in previous years they've managed to sort of tame it so that it doesn't kill or something, and then the arrival of the bloggers is what triggers it and makes it start killing.
I hate bloggers!
Yeah, like the technology interferes with them or something. And I think the one who gets out, he should be vlogging along the way, recording.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good premise. I like it.
I think it's something that could be, expanded upon. You could have many sequels, prequels, whatever you want, whatever you like. Spin-offs. You could do a sequel where you could do a prequel that explains the oranges of the werewolf. The oranges, the oranges of the werewolf. I love my werewolf oranges.
Well, he may be murdering people, but he's getting plenty of vitamin C. I like the idea of a spin-off of Village of the Damned, is like Hamlet of the Damned. All different.
Yeah.
Cul-de-sac of the Damned.
Yeah. You could have a sequel that's from the werewolf's point of view, from the guy who turns into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Have something like that, maybe, isn't there?
I like that.
Maybe someone else becomes a werewolf, and they're quite they're quite reluctant.
Or maybe one of the blogger people gets bitten, and then the sequel is they're back home and become a werewolf.
Oh, I like that.
And they're when he's a werewolf, he still blogs.
Oh. Yeah. I like that. The blogging werewolf.
I mean, that's turning it again into a Disney teen kids film.
Yeah.
No, but I like Village of the Damned.
Oh, thank you. I prefer Hamlet of the Damned. The cul-de-sac of the Damned. Tower Block of the Damned.
Yeah. Plenty of potential.
Yeah, loads. All the places that could be damned. Ocean liner of the Damned. Now, there's a thing. What about if there's a werewolf on an ocean liner, on a cruise line?
Werewolves at sea.
When you call it that, it didn't sound as scary.
And then some pirates come across the werewolf. Pirates versus werewolves.
And then some aliens can get involved. Cowboys.
And then the people of Atlantis come up and go, "Do you mind?"
Quite posh, aren't they? Quite snooty Atlanteans. Do you mind?
Well, I mean, they live in a secluded place away from everyone.
Good point, actually. Gated community of the damned.
The lost city of Atlantis. The damned.
Lost city of the damned. Oh, okay. Well, that is my idea.
I like it.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know whether I'd watch it because I don't really watch horror
a bit intense
films.
For you. It's quite a violent film.
If you made it, I'd watch it.
Oh, just hide your eyes. Yeah. Well, you've seen some violent films. You've watched some stuff like Deadpool and Super and Kick-Ass.
That's sort of comedy violence, isn't it?
True, yeah. It's not like someone getting their throat ripped out. But anyway, that's my idea, and I'm interested to hear yours right now, in fact.
Oh. Yes, my idea. Well, I think it's testimony to our friendship and our psychic link that I too have come up with a film about a werewolf.
Oh! Oh!
That's a good impression.
Oh, it's not a blogging werewolf,
It
is it?
sounds like a very half-hearted werewolf.
Oh! Very disappointed werewolf. Oh!
But my film is more of a Disney film,
Ah.
which evidenced by the title, Were Babies.
Is this a grown man who turns into a baby every 4 minutes? Oh no, it's happening again!
But it's a film, starts off two werewolves meet under a full moon.
Ah,
Because you
how
never see
romantic.
more than one werewolf, do you?
True, yeah.
So there's two of them. They meet under the full moon and fall in love.
Ah.
And like I think they'd still love each other as humans, like as werewolves, and like
They wake up in the same bed, like,
Yeah.
oh no, don't tell me we...
don't tell me we changed into werewolves. But they'd be understanding of their condition and that, so they fall in love. They inevitably have a child, and for the first year or so, or first year or two of the full moons, it doesn't change into a werewolf. I don't know how that would work if both parents changed into a werewolf.
They have to hire a nanny.
Yeah.
We're going to turn into a werewolf tonight, could you?
So yeah, but with that explanation, but then when he turns 2 in the first full moon,
Ooh.
he turns into a werewolf.
A baby werewolf, how adorable.
So because he's got the nanny, so actually this solves that plot hole quite well. Because he's with the nanny, he turns into a werewolf and escapes. And goes off into the city and having fun.
As werewolves do.
Yes, we're terrorising people and causing mischief and, you know, sort of a scary like a werewolf, but also like childish like
It's
a
a
child.
baby.
Yeah. But then a passing circus owner sees him and kidnaps him for his freak show.
Oh no!
Because he thinks he's just like a wolf baby.
Just like a feral child in the city.
Yeah.
Feral child in the city, that's my new... Can I go back on my idea?
Yeah. We'll get Will Ferrell to see his...
Hey! Very good.
So he kidnaps him, but then of course come morning he's turned back into a normal child.
Ah.
So then like the owner spends the day like trying to get him to change back to a wolf. He's not the brightest.
He didn't sound it.
He's a few custard pies short of a clown.
Hey!
One of them.
Clowns, of course, made out of custard pies.
He's a few clowns short of a circus.
Yeah. No wonder he has to kidnap people off the street.
He's a few nets short of a trampoline. Trampoline? He's a few nets short of a trapeze.
There you go. We need a net for this trampoline.
Oh, I really should have abandoned this analogy.
I don't think that net lying on the ground is going to really help if I fall off the trampoline, sir.
He falls off and the net's like 3 feet above him.
Oh, he's like, it's so low down that he lands it, but still hits the floor. Boom! Ah! Oh, now I'm just bouncing off the ground.
So anyway, he gets him to try him back, and then someone points out maybe he's a werewolf. And he's like, oh, well, we've got a show tonight, it's full moon, so he does the show, turns into a werewolf.
Maybe like they have like a gypsy who like reads palms or things, reads fortunes, and she knows, that is a werewolf. Are you always German? I just notice your accent.
Tonight he will turn into a wolf.
And I will turn into a French lady.
So yeah, and then he turns into a wolf, but then the next night it's not a full moon and he doesn't. Of course, in the meantime, the parents are looking for their child. They blame the nanny quite heavily.
Fair enough, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Then again, the parents did go out and murder a bunch of people last night, so...
Yeah. Well, not
maybe
necessarily.
the parents like chain themselves up.
Yeah.
Overnight, so they can't get out.
Bit of bondage.
What a coincidence! It works both ways. I love this.
So, that night it doesn't change, and the circus owner says like, "Oh, I can't keep him if he's not going to change it."
Maybe he's thinking, "Oh, we've put him on the posters, which we had printed up pretty fast. Let's just glue loads of hair to him."
Well, I was thinking because he won't change again, he gets rid of him. He just abandons him. So then the child has to find his way home back to his parents.
Oh, you're a 2-year-old. Going through the city streets.
And then, like, so that's like the third act where he's like, oh, I'll never find my way home.
Quite articulate 2-year-old. I shall never find my way home.
Well, you know.
My loving mother and father. Oh, curse me.
He says it in child language.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
And then, like, the parents eventually find him. Maybe one of the other circus freaks escapes and helps him find his way. So it's a bit like Pinocchio in that respect. But yeah, and then he finds his parents. They live happily ever after. In the next full moon, they chase down the circus owner and kill him.
Can't wait for the next full moon. I like it. Although I was thinking, rather than just the child is abandoned and has to walk home, maybe the circus owner does have like posters printed pretty quickly, and he puts them up all over town. And the parents "That's our baby." I'm there.
Yeah, and then they track down the circus and have to rescue him.
And maybe it is a full moon, and the parents are at the show. They turn into wolves, but they're friendly werewolves, of course. They're more like
they reason with him.
Well, they don't just like rip his face off and just devour everyone in sight. They're quite cultural werewolves. And so there's like a whole hilarious thing. They're trying to get the baby, and you got all the gimmicks of the circus, the trampoline, the trapeze. Yeah. They chase him around the circus, and of course everyone's screaming, raving their arms.
I think it's part of the show. They're just clapping along.
Yeah. And, like the werewolf monk can jump on the trapeze and do a whole thing and go, ooh,
I'll kill you. Ooh.
Yeah. And and all like the jugglers and things are trying to fight the werewolves off, and there's like a big comedy fight scene.
Yeah, maybe like the
pies are flying everywhere.
All the circus performers are fighting the werewolves, and all the freaks are fighting the circus people because they're on the side of the.
Yeah, maybe like a couple of the freaks can help the baby out because he has just kidnapped a small child. Let's face it.
Yeah.
So they're on the side of the family.
Yeah. Like it.
And maybe the freaks can be like a Frankenstein and like
all these Halloween characters.
Yeah, mummy, an invisible man, things like that.
I'll just wrap some toilet roll around myself.
Can't get off that, that's a problem.
There's a bit of trouble in the toilet factory.
It was a freak accident.
Freak accident, and I was covered in toilet roll. Fused to my body.
I would pay to see that, to be honest.
Oh, I was in a pumpkin patch and turned into a pumpkin.
I was there so long.
Someone planted me with pumpkin seeds.
Someone planted me? What a thing to say.
My fetus got mixed up with the pumpkin seeds.
My mother ate pumpkins when she was pregnant, and I came out like this. It's a big pumpkin, man. Yeah, maybe they're, things like that. I like it.
And I just have a crazy voice.
I just can't stop counting things.
And very big teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's like he looks like a rat or something, and so they've made him like a vampire. Yeah,
a vampire rat.
Yeah. Well, in the Nosferatu films, when Count Orlok or whatever it's called actually just looks like a rat with like pointy ears and his teeth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so he's not a real vampire.
He's just a guy. Yeah, and they just shaved his head and.
Yeah. See, this sounds like another film now. It's all like
you can have a sequel.
The Halloween
Gang. Do you remember? I think it was called Beetleborgs. It was like one of the Power Ranger rip-offs.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
And it was like a bunch of teenagers who lived in a haunted house with like a Frankenstein and a wolf and there's a mummy, stuff like that. Yeah. It's basically that, but.
See, I really like this. Like freaks that look like Halloween characters. I think that's a better idea.
You know what? I think you could sell that as like a series to Disney. You got the film about the werewolf family, the werewolf baby, and then once you watch it, I want to know about them. Yeah, I want to know about those characters, and so they get their spin-off.
Maybe like a prequel. It's like in the first episode,
or maybe a sequel where they've split off from the circus now that they've ruined the guy. Now they're on their own. What would it be about? Would it be just them in like a regular house trying to live normal lives? Interact with regular people?
Oh, well, I'd like to see both. I'd like to see a prequel. Like, the first series, say there's 6 episodes and each one focuses on a person. And then, like, maybe series 2 is set after the film.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, just trying to live normal lives.
Yeah, I like all those ideas. How many ideas? Record idea setting episode of Had an Idea.
All the candy we've been eating, it's brought it out.
It has, yeah. I like that. I like the werewolf baby idea, and I like the were-baby, excuse me. Were-baby?
Yeah, well, that's what the werewolf.
I don't know, were-baby. You had baby last.
The illiterate parents.
Maybe they're cavemen. Were-baby.
Ooh, cave werewolf.
Oh, I like that. Like, it's like a werewolf film, but it's with cavemen. They have to, deal with a supernatural creature they've never seen before. Maybe one of the circus streets could be a caveman.
We got bitten.
Damn mosquitoes.
Oh, I think we better call it an end before we start.
Before we keep going on and on and on.
A whole series worth of ideas. So that's our ideas for this week, and we need some ideas for next week.
Oh,
or an idea. So here's the hat.
What's it gonna be?
Do you want to pick?
I'll pick. Yep. Let's see what we got here. It's food.
Ooh, we haven't done food.
No, we haven't.
So that
for good reason. Well, I did. Nick.
Yeah, battered chips.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that out again. Actually, I'm gonna go to town on battered chips.
So is this like a new food altogether, or a dish, or could it be anything?
A food or a dish, whichever. An idea, maybe for. Well, it's obviously an idea, but like a concept, perhaps. Yeah, or something.
Right. Well, that's our idea for next episode. So we'll get thinking. And in the meantime, do let us know what you thought of our ideas from this episode. You can follow us on Instagram at Ben and Mike Idea, and our website is benandmike.co.uk.
And don't forget, of course, Spreadshirt.
Yes, our new shop.
Yeah, very excited about that.
Yes, but there's a few designs I've uploaded. So there's the Beware of the Bell one on there. So, yeah.
I like it. Well, Ben, at this point in the show, I always do my comedy plugs.
Oh.
Apologies to anyone who's searched for, frantically on OnlyFans for us.
Comedy plugs. Very niche.
A plug that just looks like a nose or something. I like that. See, you did that. I should point out, these aren't real plugs. We're not actually making soap or anything. Just in case anyone's at home.
Why don't I speak for yourself?
I'm making soap right now. Like a weird euphemism. But like you said, this show's going out on the 19th. And we're actually recording it on the 12th, 13th, something like that.
Yeah, well, it's still October, so
it's still it's still October. We haven't recorded this in April. We'll plan ahead. We'll record it. We'll record it now, but we'll release it later in the year, as if it's going to be successful. And we'll plan the Halloween special now. But normally, I do my plugs. But like I said, we pre-recording this, and you shared an idea with me.
I did.
You did. Before, we don't normally share ideas, by the way. People listening, it's always on the show. You come up with these.
We
tell
do
people.
Share ideas, but not ones that we plan to use for the show.
Yeah. If we have an idea for the show, we don't tell each other about it. But you did tell me about an idea you had for a song that you were going to debut on the show. But then you were going to discuss on the show, I should say.
Yeah, well, it was going to be my idea, but I thought it would be a bit of a cop-out because I was planning to write the song anyway.
Well, Ben has shown me a bit of his song, and I suspect it's finished now. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I was wondering, instead of Panama Hat playing us out, if you would be happy to play us a clip of your song.
Oh, yes. Well, here is my Halloween song. I should point out that I've written a couple of other Halloween songs the previous years. I kind of set myself a challenge to write a song every year. So here's this year's Halloween song called Ghost in My Attic.
Oh,
Let's think about that.
Ghost in my anus.
No, it's Ghost in My Attic.
Let's hear it.
There's a ghost in my attic, and it's making lots of noise, banging on the walls, and playing with my toys, screaming Kate Bush songs all night, and keeping me awake. There's a ghost in my attic. There's a ghost in my attic. It's gonna give me a fright tonight. It's trying on my old clothes and emptying my cases, looking through my old photo albums and drawing on the faces. It's put all the Christmas decorations up and made it snow. There's a ghost in my attic. There's a ghost in my attic. It's gonna give me a fright tonight. Now it's in the kitchen, eating all the food. Now it's in the bathroom, swimming in the loo. Now it's in the living room, watching TV. Now it's in my bedroom, watching me sleep. There's a ghost in my attic. There's a ghost in my attic. It's gonna give me a fright tonight. Wait a minute. That's not a ghost, that's my granny! There's a ghost in my attic! There's a ghost in my attic! It's gonna give me a fright tonight! Oh no! There's a ghost in my attic! There's a ghost in my attic! It's gonna give me a fright tonight!